Kids, have you always wondered to get plumbingness from these brothers?
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When you think is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Thank you, Super Mario Bros. It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account. For super service, call or text Super Mario Bros. Plumbing today at 92955-MARIO. Or reach us on the World Wide Web at smbplumbing.com.
Mario! Hi guys, welcome to the Super Mario Bros. Review. I've already watched the movie this Saturday. Basically that, and now I'm here today to do my review video. And basically, you've wondered for a long time for there to be an animated Nintendo movie, and it's finally happening. With the power of illumination. Which I thank them for doing this. Even if people think Illumination as a Dookie Can company, when they made this movie, it changed everything. Just see these other videos about people talking about the Mario movie. After watching a couple of these videos, we're gonna finally agree to their opinion and to our opinion to find out if the Mario movie is the best video game movie of all time. Still sure has some problems. But still great. Or is it just a Dookie Can film just made by Illumination to try to look cool? And you'd rather go watch Sonic 2 again than watch this dumpster trash. Anyway, let's start. We're going to watch 4 videos about people talking their opinion about the Mario movie. Here we go.
Surprise! Kyoji just dropped at Target. Available now.
This is Dave, head of marketing at a ketchup company about to use Grammarly to handle a tight deadline. 2 weeks! Not ideal.
Funding for Shaperless is provided by Squarespace, the sponsor of today's video. First of all, shout out to those guys who came in halfway during the trailers and asked us, we didn't miss the Barbie trailer, did we? That's a mood and a half. Second, the Mario movie has been one of the greatest cinematic roller coasters from reveal to release in recent memory. When this thing was first announced as an Illumination project, we all collectively lost our shit. In a bad way. Well, there goes any chances of this being good. Pack it up, let's go home. And then came the casting announcement. I think we all remember exactly where we were on that day. You don't just forget what you were doing when Seth Rogen Donkey Kong comes into the world. Then the trailers came out and hey, wait a minute. This looks kinda good actually. Wait. Maybe this is gonna be peak fiction.
Yeah,
at least by
that's what we
Illumination
all
standards, which is to say, it'll be okay. Then the reviews came out and oh no! I mean, I'm all for respecting other people's opinions. I really didn't care that critics didn't like a movie I hadn't even seen yet. But some of these reactions were more than a little unhinged. Shocking misfire for Illumination, the only bad movie they've ever made. As someone who was forced to endure Hop, that statement genuinely feels like a punch to the face. I'm not gonna say who this critic was, but her name rhymes with racist piece of shit who blatantly lies about movies and their productions to the point where James Gunn has called her out by name for being a bullshit spouting grifter. However, bizarre takes like this were the minority. There were a ton of other critics who just didn't gel with the movie, and after watching it, I can totally understand why. The movie throws a lot at you and barely explains any of it. Here's a mushroom. It makes you big. Don't worry about it. Here's a sentient race of monkeys. They exist. Don't worry about it. They make go-karts with anti-gravity capabilities. Sure, why not? Mario's a cat now for some reason. Okay. Big eel, ice flower, bomb dude with a Pringle stash, intense sex scene with Bowser and Luigi. The movie throws so damn much at you that it's hard not to be a little overwhelmed if you're not a Mario superfan. Like, is any of this universe cohesive if you've never played any of these games? Fortunately, however, this is where my encyclopedic knowledge of this silly-ass franchise comes in handy. I've replayed Mario Galaxy more times than the number of years you've been alive. I wrote this entire review on my phone in between my turns during a round of Mario Party 6. And that game has Koopa Kid. Yeah, that's right. I'm aware of the existence of Koopa Kid. I know my f***ing shit when it comes to Super Plummin' Boy. So, whereas a critic with normal brain would ask, why is he a cat now? When was that established? Someone with my signature brand of brain rot can be like, ooh, I know! Super Mario 3D World 2013 for the Wii U. Nothing registered as weird to me. Everything here is straight out of the games. Plus, there's a ton of cool deep cut references to gawk at and go, wow, a deep cut reference. I really hate to say it, but this genuinely doesn't feel like a movie made for critics, or really anyone outside of kids and hardcore Mario fans. And I wouldn't blame critics for not enjoying the movie. I mean, I just don't think it gives them a ton to enjoy. The story and characters as presented in this movie don't exactly do a great job of selling outsiders on this universe. The plot is extremely bare bones and the characters barely have any development because the movie's always rushing to the next action scene. There's a scene with Mario and Donkey Kong that seems like it'll be a good, nice character moment, but then it's over after like 30 seconds because we gotta rush to the next action set piece. This movie just desperately needed more character moments. Everyone's motivation is there on paper, but very few of them feel organically developed. With that said, did I need strong story and character moments in a Mario movie? Obviously not. The plot is just an excuse for action set pieces, like a kid's version of Mad Max Fury Road or something. The movie may be too fast-paced, but do you know what the alternative is? Meandering bullshit where nothing happens, which is what Illumination usually puts out. I was never bored during this movie, which is the best possible feeling you can get coming out of one of this terrible studio's films. And to the movie's credit, the action set pieces it races between are good. They're a ton of fun and well directed, and I had a good time watching them. The music is great, at least the instrumental score with all the Mario motifs. I don't need to tell you that all the licensed music editions were really dumb and unfitting. Like, Take On Me when we're introduced to the Donkey Kong world. Who is taking on who in this scenario? It's a city of monkeys. Just play monkey music. What are you doing? No sleep till Brooklyn. Cause they're in Brooklyn. Nah. See that one? That's a real. That's a thinker. That one is. Holding out for a hero. I don't even need to finish that. Stop using this song. It peaked in Shrek 2, and no one else is ever gonna live up to its use there. Also, I already mashed this song together with Mario 5 years ago. Illumination, I need my royalties, pronto. The performances range from fine to really good. Crisp Rat was serviceable. I guess that means we all owe him an apology, right?
Yeah.
Never Stuffed Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. Into the trailer deserves him an apology. We were just commenting on what we heard, and it sounded bad. Sidebar, can we stop getting mad at people for saying trailers look bad? We don't need to wait until a movie or show comes out to judge how an advertisement makes it look. Don't judge the whole movie yet, sure, but we can comment on bad shots or jokes or line deliveries when we see them in a trailer. But yeah, anywho, Christopher was fine. Anya was fine. Keegan-Michael Key was fine. I liked Seth Rogen as DK, but he wasn't really in it very much. Fred Armisen as Cranky was actually the weakest link. He didn't really sound old or crotchety at all and was just kinda lame. They should have gotten James Hong or something. We need Mr. Ping up in this bitch. Anyway, unsurprisingly, Charlie Day and Jack Black were the best ones. Not only did they have the best deliveries, but also the funniest jokes. Most of the jokes in this movie are generic. Not funny, but not actively unfunny or annoying. Which, again, by Illumination standards, you don't understand how much of a godsend that is. But there were some actual laughs that came out of Luigi and Bowser, who tragically only have like one scene together. The aforementioned graphic sex scene. Which is great, don't get me wrong, but the trailers definitely lead you to believe they're a more recurring duo than they actually are. Matter of fact, Luigi gets sidelined hard, which really sucks for one of the best characters in the whole movie, and the Mario universe in general. Jack Black Bowser gets plenty of time to shine in the film, especially in his musical moments, but he isn't really much of an active threat until the end. Don't get me wrong, Bowser is coming and all that, he's still an obvious threat. He just doesn't interact with the heroes at all until the last act. So you don't really get a lot of fun or threatening moments where the villain plays off of the hero. I don't even think Mario and Bowser meet until the very end, which is kinda weird. I liked the random, pointless, nihilistic Luma. I liked when the DK rap. I didn't like when they forgot to credit Grant Kirkhope in the credits. I liked when Peach just fought everyone towards the end, and then she fucking killed King Bob-omb, no! That was like the most emotional I got in the whole movie. It's not a very emotion-driven film, you know? It's just kind of a nice film to vibe to and enjoy seeing all this Mario shit on screen in quick succession, with all of it flowing surprisingly well. It's not a great film or anything, the script is very basic and the characters aren't stellar.
True.
But like, I had a good time with it.
Me
I don't know,
too.
it might just be my dumb Nintendo fanboy brain rot talking, but it was just kind of fun from start to finish. And that's all some movies need to be, you know? It's not a Lego movie or a Puss in Boots, but we don't need to hold every kid's movie to that high of a standard. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses to justify enjoying this movie, but honestly, I think it's fine to enjoy movies that are fun.
And now we're gonna have to wait until the Minecraft movie comes. But probably when that movie comes, I don't know how that's gonna end up in the box office.
And nothing else. Illumination hasn't made a movie with something to say since, like, The Lorax. And they haven't made a movie with something to say that's actually good since Despicable Me 1. And I haven't enjoyed most of their subsequent films because not only are they devoid of substance, but they're also boring, unfunny, annoying baby shit.
True, it can be sometimes like that.
Count Dracula.
But for some others, it's actually good.
That's it. Renfield.
Make mornings crust easy.
The Mario movie also has nothing to say, but for the first time, I'm okay with that, because it's just a fun, engaging thrill ride from start to finish. And the background references don't hurt either. They feel like they came from a place of love rather than cynicism. This whole movie does. It really comes across like it was made by actual Mario fans, which these guys apparently are. And I think
Yeah.
the passion really shines through. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't have a super fun time watching this. Dare I
Me too,
say,
I had a fun
it's
time.
a pretty good movie.
A very
I
fun
would
time.
Watch it again. I can't imagine furiously hating it or obsessively loving it, but I really don't mind if anyone reacts to it in either
Yeah,
of those
like
ways.
you said, this isn't a Lego movie where it's a cinematic masterpiece that doesn't get credit that much. This is a Puss in Boots movie that changes your point of view of life and stuff of having purpose of living. This is just a fun, good video game film, just like Sonic 2.
Just don't call it the only bad movie Illumination's ever made. Like, that's just willfully stupid.
Yeah.
I'd call it their second best film after Despicable Me 1. That one at least has good emotional moments, and Vector. But this one isn't far behind. 7 out of 10. F it, why not? It's on the lower end as far as 7 out of 10 goes. 7 out of 10. F it, why not? It's on the lower end as far as 7 out of 10
I'll
goes,
find
for
out
sure.
when
And I can totally
rate
understand
it.
your score
How much?
spewing lower if you don't give a shit about Mario. But yeah, from my perspective, it's pretty solid. I don't know.
Me too.
Just
It's really
do
good.
me a favor, guys. Stop harassing people for not liking it. Maybe you'll listen to me when I tell you that, now that I said I liked the movie. But seriously, who cares if other people disagree with you about a Mario movie for children? Get a life. And my review is not proof that the movie is good. If you're excited that I liked the movie because you think only now your opinion has been validated, I am begging you to take a long look in the mirror and ask yourself why you need some rando on the internet to validate your thoughts on a Mario movie for children. Grow up. Enjoy the movie or don't. It does not matter what anyone else thinks. This has just been such an exhausting weekend, and I would like everyone obsessed with White Knighting, a movie they hadn't even seen yet, to just
Shut the fuck up!
please. The only thing we should all agree on is that this was obviously a better movie than Hop. Like, come on. Otherwise, like it or don't. It doesn't matter. Good night, Mushroom Kingdom. See you for the Owl Horse or whatever's up next. I don't even know. Anyway, time to reuse that Squarespace transition I used in the last video. I'm not changing it one bit. Time to reuse that Squarespace transition I used in the last video. I'm not changing it one bit. You can't make me. Okay, just kidding. I'm not that lazy. You want to make your own plumbing business? That's great. But
Yeah.
take it from me, a commercial ain't gonna cut it. What you need is a website to show everyone that the Mario Brothers are the best plumbers in town. Or, you know, whoever you are. I assume you're not the Mario Brothers because they are actually fictional characters. But the point is, a website will definitely help your business, and there's no better place to get one than Squarespace. Squarespace is a fantastic, intuitive...
And that's it for this video.
to the world, head to squarespace.com for a free trial to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
I get it, bro. You're sad that they killed King Babam, but he's just a bomb. This guy needs to grow up. Oh well, I still love you, Shakaram Productions. Oh well, next video.
So I watched the new Super Mario movie and I wanted to give my thoughts on it because wow, I have a lot to say about it. This will be a spoiler-free review at first, and then I'll let you know when I get into spoilers. Let's be honest, we were all scared when we found out that Illumination was making this movie. And we were all even more scared when we found out that Chris Pratt was voicing Mario. But then the first trailer came out and most of our worries went straight out the window. And now, I finally watched it. And is the movie good? Yeah, it's pretty good, if you're a Mario fan. If you're a fan of Mario, then this is probably one of the best things ever. But if you're not a Mario fan and haven't played any of the games, then there's a really high chance you won't like this movie.
Yeah. And if you're not a Mario fan out here watching this, then watch something else or you guys can go back to my Clifford review. Since I made that a long time ago. If you're a big fat Clifford fan watching this. But if you're not, then wait until I make my other review videos for my other movies. Anyways, let's continue the video.
So that's probably why the Rotten Tomato score is so low.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not one of those people. I'm a big Mario fan.
Me too.
So of course I was gonna like this movie.
I love the Mario video
Anyway,
games.
let's start with the positives of this movie. The cast did a really good job voicing these characters. Charlie Day as Luigi is very good casting, and he did really well as Luigi. Anya Taylor-Joy also did a good job as Peach. Keegan-Michael Key was amazing as Toad, and it is very clear that the best was definitely Jack Black as Bowser. He was born to play the role, and you could tell that he had a blast with this role. But I am very surprised that I'm saying this, but Chris Pratt as Mario was actually pretty good. Like when he was talking, I wasn't thinking of Chris Pratt, I was thinking of Mario. So yeah, the trailers really did him dirty because he was actually pretty good in this movie. The jokes in this movie were actually not bad, in Illumination standards. And, of course, the animation is out of this world gorgeous. Like, are we sure Illumination made this? Cause this does not seem like them. Also, there are a lot of references that made me happy as a Nintendo fan. And there's just something about seeing Mario finally back on the big screen and actually being done right that made me pretty happy.
Yep.
But
at
yeah,
least the animated one did better than live action. Live action was a Dookie Kin one.
Isn't that great? And he was definitely the weakest link of the cast. When he was talking, I wasn't thinking of Donkey Kong.
He was. It was the thing. He was acting like. He was acting like the thing that everyone was worried that Chris Pratt would act like. Not sounding like the character, but just sounding like him.
Instead, I was thinking of Seth Rogen. He also did his iconic laugh, which was pretty annoying. That's not a spoiler, by the way. That's just a warning to prepare your ears for that goofy-ass laugh. His comedic timing was pretty good, though. Also, the pacing here is kinda weird. Everything goes by so fast, and there really isn't enough time to develop these characters. The story is really simple, and I like that it's simple. But at the same time, it also feels weird and super rushed. But yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about spoilers now so I can say the rest of the positives and negatives. So yeah, if you want to see the movie but haven't seen it yet, click off the video now. I'll give you some time to do it. Time's up. Anyway, Luigi
already
Hurt Shy
seen
Guy,
the
0 out
movie.
of 10 movie. There's this one conflict that Mario has with his dad where he thinks that his dad looks at him as a joke and a disappointment. And it sounds interesting, but it's barely explored throughout the movie. There's this one scene where Mario and Donkey Kong are having an argument, and DK says that his dad is gonna look at him as a failure, and all of a sudden Mario says that his dad feels the same way about him. And I'm just here watching like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. And also at the end where they defeat Bowser after fighting him in Brooklyn, which was also kind of weird, but
Yeah.
whatever, I guess.
I kind of
But
felt like this
after
movie
Mario
was
and
more
Luigi
like a
defeat
Mario
Bowser,
movie than a
Mario's dad
Mario
runs
Bros
up to him and they
movie.
say they love each other, and it's all cute and heartwarming, and it doesn't feel earned because the movie barely explored it. And when it happened, I was kind of like, oh, this conflict is over now. Okay then. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting a deep, compelling, emotional story from this movie. In fact, that's probably
I
the
was
best.
expecting one.
But why have this conflict if you're barely gonna explore it throughout the movie? I also kinda don't like how Luigi was captured for like 90% of the movie, because I
Me
want to see
too.
more of him, but it also robs us of his brother dynamic with Mario. Sure, there is some of that in the movie, but I wanted to see them explore the Mushroom Kingdom together and do other things and stuff. We also didn't get a
Oh,
lot
looks
of
like
Toad
we're
in the
gonna have to
movie.
see it in
Hayden
the
McPee's
second.
performance as Toad is really good, and I kind of want to see more of it. Also, there were a couple of pop songs. Honestly, I'm not too surprised because it's Illumination, and it can't be an Illumination movie without the inclusion of pop songs. They weren't that big of a deal, but they were still kind of weird. And finally, one of the biggest negatives is that this movie is not audience friendly. Sure, kids and Mario fans are gonna love this movie, but what about the rest of the audience? People who aren't Mario fans are gonna dislike this movie because they feel left out because the movie failed to appeal to them as well. A main goal for video games movie is to
True.
satisfy the fans, but also appeal to newer audiences. But I
Yeah.
feel like the Mario movie did not do that. But anyway, back to the positives. Bowser's song for Peach was extremely hilarious, and I was actually dying
Yeah.
watching that scene. The Easter
I
eggs
really
and
liked
references
it,
were
the
really
song.
cool, like the Jumpman cameo. I literally clapped every time Shy Guy showed up on screen. The soundtrack for this movie is amazing. I had a dumb smile on my face every time a song from the games was playing. They used the item blocks really well, and the DK rap was in this movie, and I was literally jumping out of my seat when that happened. The DK Cruz cameo was awesome, even though Chunky is supposed to be dead. In the end credit scene, oh my god, we're finally getting Yoshi, and he's being voiced by The Rock. Let's fucking go! Okay, I was kidding on that last part, but Yoshi
Yeah.
was teased in the end credits, and he's not being voiced by The Rock. Thank God. Overall, this movie has a lot of problems, but I still love it. I
Hope
was
it's
smiling
voiced by Tom
throughout the whole
Holland.
movie, except when Seth Rogen did his goofy ass laugh. And it's honestly my
Oh yeah,
favorite
now
video game
realizing
movie.
that's not really
It's
the
not the
Donkey
best
Kong
video
laugh.
game adaptation,
It's more
but
like
it's
his
still
laugh.
good. Is it Illumination's best movie? I don't know. I gotta rewatch the first Despicable Me. 8 out of 10. Totally.
I don't think it's as good as Despicable Me. Neither Minions 2. But anyways, it's still a good wholesome
Not
film.
biased. And it's an extremely fun movie for families and Mario fans. Also, I saw this review and I thought it was stupid. Illumination's only bad movie. Has this person ever seen Hop? Have they ever seen the
Yeah.
first Minions? Have they ever seen The Secret Life of
This kid is a Barbie. Okay, next video. We're gonna watch this video. Or we're gonna actually go on this guy's YouTube channel. And Where is it? Right here. Yeah, we're gonna watch this video. So one more to go, which will be a bit.
The Super Mario Brothers movie is officially out, and let
then
me tell
after
you,
that-
it is a Nintendo fan's dream come true. It seriously still
then
feels
after
like a
that,
fever dream,
I'll
like
tell
it never
you
even happened. In the entire movie, I smiled every
my
single
point of
scene
view,
because there's
and then
so
once
much
it's done,
to
the video
smile at.
ends.
There's so many cool Easter eggs and small hidden details that even the oldest of fans is going to point at the screen and see something incredible in the movie theater. So today, I wanted to go through the entire movie and break it down piece by piece, and even talk about some of those Easter eggs for you guys today. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things the Mario movie, as we're probably going to be talking about it for quite a long time after its release. But also, warning, there are spoilers ahead,
so
obviously, because
probably,
we are
like,
going to be talking about the
The
entirety
next couple
of
of
the
big
movie.
movies
Now,
come out:
let's
Guardians
get
of the
into video.
Galaxy
The movie
3
starts
and
off with a Nintendo logo, which was so cool to see in an actual movie theater and not a Mario game. And it has like little sprites of Mario and Luigi walking across the screen and little sound effects. Also, some theaters actually played the trailer to Tears of the Kingdom in one of the opening movie trailers, which was awesome. Unfortunately, I don't think my theater did it. I was a little late, but I didn't see any trailer for that game, so that's still crazy that some theaters did that. We then get the scene of Bowser's invasion onto the Penguin Kingdom in order to get the Power Star. Now, what's interesting is this seems to be the only Power Star in the entire movie. Why did the penguins have it? I'm not quite sure, but that Power Star gave Bowser the ability in order to take on the Mushroom Kingdom. We find out later that his motive is actually to make Peach his wife, and if she doesn't agree, he will ruin the Mushroom Kingdom with the power of the Power Star. As Kamek is helping Bowser, we can also hear his familiar noises that we heard in the classic games as well when he uses his wand. We then can hear the plumber ad, where we see Mario and Luigi actually talking in their Mario and Luigi voices from the game, which is super funny. And they use it as like a bit at the end. Mario asks Luigi if the voices sound right, and that's their kind of thing that they're trying to portray for the ad, which was like really funny. You have to hear them actually sound like Mario and Luigi exactly from the games, which was really cool. There's lots of other little small references that I've already talked about from past trailers, so I'm not going to dive into all of those. For instance, Mansion Street was on the map, which probably references Luigi's Mansion, which we'll get more references for that later on. Cutting back to the diner that Mario and Luigi was in watching their ad on the TV, the diner was full to the brim of Punch-Out references, all from Punch-Out on the Wii, which was super exciting to me as someone who loves Punch-Out. I mean, there was pictures of Doc Lewis and Little Mac scattered literally everywhere. We can see Bear Hugger, Glass Joe, even Piston Hondo between the bros, which was super cool. Not to mention that there was even a little 2D Mario setup beside them and Duck Hunt pictures as well. There's even a man named Giuseppe dressed as Jumpman from the classic Mario games, and even playing an old arcade machine that was Donkey Kong, of course. And I believe that he was voiced by Charles Martinet. Then see Spike run into the bros at the diner, which was Mario and Luigi's old boss at the Wrecking Crew company, which was pretty cool, and now they're self-made plumbers, and he kind of bullies them. Luigi's phone then goes off, and it plays the startup theme for the GameCube, and also has a silhouette of a Mii character. Mario and Luigi then make their way to their next job, but outside there's some things to talk about. For one, right beside the cafe, there was a store that said Super Sunshine Travel Booking or Travel Agency, obviously referencing Super Mario Sunshine. It was even in the same font, which was super cool as a Sunshine diehard fan myself. Not to mention, we technically have Sunshine Airport in Mario Kart 8, so it just makes sense. Then they go into a 2D scene where they're doing platforming and kind of bouncing off of each other in order to reach the end, obviously foreshadowing their main adventure in the Mushroom Kingdom in their 2D games. But he even ends by sliding down a pole, hearing the theme song, and even seeing a Burger Castle building acting as the castle at the end of a 2D Mario stage. Mario and Luigi then go to a fancy New York apartment where they're chased around the room and destroy it thanks to the dog because Luigi stepped on the dog snack. But if you'll notice, within the actual family room of the apartment, you'll notice a little tiny statue of
Which I didn't
Pikmin,
notice
which kind
when
of looks
I
like
was
the
watching the
amiibo.
movie.
Mario and Luigi then go back home to eat dinner with their entire family, which was like, What? Yeah, they sit down at the table and have a full meal with mom, dad, it seems like maybe even more brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts. There's a lot of people in the Mario Brothers family. We also know that Mario's dad is also voiced by Charles Martinet. But Mario also hates mushrooms, as their main dish is mushrooms on pasta, and you can actually see him picking the mushrooms out of his pasta with his fork. It also looks like the salad bowl being passed to Luigi has symbol patterns of the upside down pyramids from Tostarena from Super Mario Odyssey, which we know is a confirmed kingdom within this movie's world as well. But maybe this family has more connections to Tostarena than we previously thought, because up on the shelf we can see little figurines of the sheep with the sombreros on their head from Super Mario Odyssey. Mario then goes to his room after eating and actually plays Kid Icarus on his NES before switching to the news. You can also see other various NES games plastered on his wall as posters, such as NES Golf and Tennis, plus a Star Fox R-Wing statue on top of his television. It's not long until we see Pauline actually make an appearance on the news, so it seems like maybe she is the mayor of New York at this time, which is pretty interesting, as she's the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey, but unfortunately this is all we see of her throughout the entire movie. The Mario Brothers run outside to go help the flood that's going on in New York, and they pass another cafe, which is called Duck Hunt Cafe, but it was in like another language. But then you also could see the bros go underground, and you could hear the underground theme play, and it looked very familiar to the area underneath New Donk City. Mario and Luigi then find a mysterious pipe and get sucked into different regions. Obviously Mario going to the Mushroom Kingdom and Luigi going to the Bowser Kingdom, or the Dark Lands that it's called in the movie. And Mario meets Toad, where we hear the Captain Toad theme song play out. Luigi then runs into a nearby castle where he's getting chased by Dry Bones, where he actually has a lot of Luigi's Mansion feel around him. I don't know if I'm hearing things, but I am almost 100% sure it plays the first couple of notes of the Luigi's Mansion theme, and you actually have the vibe of it, as it's kind of making it sound scary as the Shy Guys and Sniffets appear behind him, and it just kind of gives that Luigi's Mansion feel from the very beginning, and I love this so much. The Luigi's Mansion movie has to happen. Then cut back to Mario's peaceful time as he's going throughout the Mushroom Kingdom, seeing all the Toads in Toad Town, and just kind of making his way to Peach's castle as he's going into the wrong pipes every time. We then go back to Luigi, where Luigi is actually captured now and missing his brother Mario, and it flashes back to when they were kids and Mario stopped a bully, and they look exactly like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi from the video games. I mean, seriously, spot on. And then we go back to Mario, where he finally makes it to the castle and sees Peach, and you can hear the Peach's Castle theme song playing, which is a nice touch. But to get Mario inside the castle, Toad puts down a fire like he does in Captain Toad, or maybe it could even be referencing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where he puts a whole bunch of food in a pot real quick and just makes it. It kind of gave me Zelda vibes, but it probably is just referencing Captain Toad. Mario then runs through the halls in order to get to Princess Peach, and I underestimated the power of the Toad guards, because they do get Mario down on the ground and they start beating him. But Mario has a P-Wing sound effect as he's running, as if he can just start flying with his Tanuki suit, even though he doesn't have one. Mario then asks to help Peach to get his brother back, and Peach says you have to train before we go to Bowser or he will eat you. And as Mario's going through the training montage, he's just getting completely messed up, and he has to eat a mushroom every time in order to grow, so that way he can smash the blocks and everything, which actually acts like a power-up, but he hates mushrooms, so he throws up often, and he even throws up once where the power-up just kind of leaves him and he gets small again after he pukes, which is just so funny. But Peach blows through the course with no problem, even using some Smash Brothers references like her float that she can do as she lands on the ground. Eventually Mario gets it down and starts using all types of moves that we've seen throughout the Mario franchise. He even has his spin jump from New Super Mario Brothers, and he even does a ground pound through some blocks. It's really cool, and if I were to sit here and try to remember every single move that Mario did, it'd be impossible, but just know that he pulls out all the stops. There's even a part where he runs with his arm straight out that's ripped directly from Super Mario Odyssey. I love it. We then jump to Bowser and his army rocking out to Fury Bowser's theme from Bowser's Fury, which is super cool because they're even referencing the newest of games such as Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which is just awesome. Mario, Toad, and Peach then go through a scene where they're going through various different kingdoms, unfortunately not spending a lot of time in each one. They go through Bob-omb Battlefield, Toast Arena, we see a beach area similar to Mario 3D Land, and obviously finishing off at the Rock Candy Mines themed area from New Super Mario Bros.
And then they'll end up
making
in
camp
Donkey
before
Kong.
arriving to the Kong region, where Peach tells a backstory of where she comes from, which we never really heard from the games. We even see a scene of baby Peach once again being pulled straight from the games, such as Yoshi's Island, and we get to hear that she just kind of appeared here. Apparently she came through the pipe and the Toads raised her and made her the princess and queen of the area, which is pretty interesting. So I definitely want to dive into more about this and where exactly she came from. She's probably from the real world somewhere, but exactly what happened. They then get to the Kong area and take a ride from one of the Kongs that's driving a cart with a Rambi symbol on the front, which was pretty cool. But they go through this giant path going through this giant village where all the Kongs live in these different huts, which would be great for a Donkey Kong movie, just saying. But they meet Cranky Kong and they ask Cranky Kong for his Kong army, but he says that they have to defeat his son in order to gain the control of his army, which is interesting because Donkey Kong is not the son of Cranky Kong within the Mario games. In fact, Cranky Kong is technically the original Donkey Kong and the grandfather of Donkey Kong, which just kind of erases DK Jr. completely, which is supposed to be Donkey Kong's dad, and that's not the case in this movie. Cranky is just Donkey Kong's dad, which is going to make some people upset, and some people probably just won't care. Donkey Kong pulls up in showboats and obviously jumps into the arena to the Donkey Kong rap from DK64, which is just absolutely perfect. It fits the scene so well, and Mario and Donkey Kong duke it out where Mario has to grab power-ups in order to defeat DK, but one of the power-ups he actually grabs is a mini mushroom, which makes him very small. DK also throws barrels at Mario and even does a barrel roll like he does in the Donkey Kong Country games, which is really cool.
Mark and Tracy have outgrown their old place and are looking to buy a new one.
Selling and buying, it's a lot.
Rocket can help.
And in the audience, speaking of Donkey Kong Country, we can see Diddy, Dixie, and Chunky Kong all cheering on and watching. Then after Mario gets obliterated, he's able to get the Super Bell where he's able to turn into Cat Mario, where he goes absolutely insane, bouncing off of blocks, pouncing down from the air, and landing on DK, scratching him multiple times and completely obliterating him, smashing him through the girder, taking him all the way down to the bottom of the arena. And there's various Donkey Kong themes that play as well, like the DK startup theme and the level finish theme as DK is finished. We then go back to DK's hut, where it looks very familiar to that of Donkey Kong Country, where he even has his hammock and his red carpeting on the floor. And on the back wall is a map of the area, and it's in the Super Mario World style. Next, we move on to Bowser preparing for the wedding that he wants to have with Peach, and he puts on his wedding hat from Super Mario Odyssey, which obviously later we'll see even more references from that game, and we'll talk about that more. But he also has the Piranha Plant bouquet that he actually gives to Peach within the game itself as well. And then we see Kamek is actually dressed up like Peach in order for the roleplay to play out. Now this isn't just a random thing either. Yes, Kamek actually does this in New Super Mario Bros. Wii to fool Mario. We then move on to a scene where Bowser's playing the piano talking about Princess Peach as he sings a song called Peaches multiple times within this movie. It's pretty funny. And then Bowser then calls Kamek up to play with him, and they both play the underground theme as they have a conversation. For one, you'll notice on the piano it actually is a Ludwig themed piano. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it definitely says Ludwig. Part of me wants to say that it said Ludwig von Koopa, which was his original name in the OG Mario Brothers cartoons, which was really cool. Kamek then informs Bowser that Mario is teaming up with the Kongs, and he blows steam out of his nose, and Bowser makes a very similar sound that he does in the games. I think it was like a direct rip from his actual in-game sound, which was a pretty cool little reference, showing that he still is Bowser. We then get a scene where all the Kongs are putting their carts together in order to race toward Bowser, and it actually plays the Mario Kart 8 Kart Selection theme song, which is such a beautifully orchestrated remix of the song. I mean, seriously, I smiled the entire time during this scene. You get to see all Peach, Mario, and Toad go up to customize their carts as they spin dials, just like you would in the game, picking your cart, your tires, and your glider, and lots of the pieces are actually from Mario Kart 8. I was even able to see my favorite tire is the Cyber Slide.
Yeah. After that.
iconic Yoshi sound before it fades to black. And that is the entirety of the Super Mario Brothers movie.
If you got
Kind of
spoiled,
recap
guys,
for
you
and
should
also
have
talking about
left
every
this
little small
review.
detail that I could find. Now, of course,
Second
there
hour
are so many
spoilers.
other posters probably and little details here and there that's impossible to pick up on immediately. So when the movie comes out, we'll probably be able to dissect everything perfectly and tell you everything that's in the movie. But there was just so much here. It was a great ride and an awesome start for the Nintendo. Anything that I may have missed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things the Mario movie and Nintendo in general. And like
And
always,
I
I'll see
hope
you all on the next
there's
one. See you guys.
more movies in the NCU. And when it is, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
Moving to your dream home with a not so dreamy.
Next video. The final video.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
Hello, my Super Mario peeps! It is finally time for us to talk full spoilers for the Super Mario movie. Now that the movie has finally officially released, it's been a couple of days. Some of us have gone out to see it once or twice. I'm thinking about seeing it a third time, not even lying. With all this excitement and hype for the movie finally being here, it's time for us to get into full spoilers, talking about the things we absolutely loved, our favorite Easter eggs, stuff that surprised us, as well as also being honest on the things that didn't work in this movie, things they could improve on that hopefully when they come around for the sequel, because they definitely get in a sequel. No. Wait. That maybe there's some things Illumination and Nintendo can work up to make this movie a whole lot better. As well as also talking about the post-credit and end credit scene, teasing what will be happening in the sequel. We'll be breaking that all down here for you guys. I'll be putting timestamps in the description if you want to go ahead and skip around. But it won't just be about my opinion, guys. I want to know from you. Turn that comment section into a full discussion. What were the things you absolutely loved about this movie? What made it joyful for you? And if you're someone who felt indifferent or was like, man, I didn't love this film, I kind of agree with the critics on this one, I'll be also very curious to hear from you. But okay, diving straight into it here, just telling you again where I fell on this movie. I walked away really loving it. Yes, I'm completely aware this isn't like Pixar level storytelling or completely surprised us in terms of character development with like Puss in Boots 2, but I didn't need it to be that. I've loved the Mario video game since I was a kid. So many fond memories of playing them with my siblings and my friends. And even to adulthood, I still put on Mario Kart or Mario Party with my loved one, and we just have some fun for a few hours. And when sitting down and watching this movie, I thought Illumination and Nintendo had something really special because I couldn't help but to grin almost the entire time watching this film. Admittedly, a lot of the nostalgia and references carried the movie a long way to make me go, oh my god, I understood that. That's so cool that they did that. But the movie is also visually gorgeous. It's like one of the main reasons I want to see it one more time in a theater, because I just don't know if I'm going to get that same visual goodness on my home TV. The brother relationship between Mario and Luigi was some of the most beautiful parts of the movie. Jack Black as Bowser wowed me by being able to simp over Peach, look lovey-dovey there, but then flip a switch and go full-on scary monster later on. Still, I did have my gripes and things I hope Illumination and Nintendo improve on for the sequel, but starting from the beginning, before we get to those, the movie opens up with that teaser trailer we first got released for the Mario movie of Bowser's Kingdom coming in and taking over the Ice Kingdom. And this is where early on I do want to credit the Mario movie for its form of humor, because although I mentioned it's definitely like kid humor, I don't mean it in a lowbrow sense that there was toilet humor, farts, jokes, burps, stuff that the mean second grader would find funny. There was like innocent fun humor in here. And so seeing the penguins do very little damage to the Koopa army and go, do you yield?
I do not.
It gets a nice nice little chuckle out of you. But as soon as Bowser captures the Power Star, then it takes us to the Mario Brothers in the real world, New York, Brooklyn, where one of my favorite Easter eggs of the movie happens right away. We get to see the Mario Brothers commercial using the high-pitched voices. If they would have just released a teaser trailer of that little sequence, I guarantee you the internet hufflup would have been gone a lot earlier for Chris Pratt. That was a smart little thing to include there, to be like, yeah, these voice actors can do that high-pitched tone, but let's be honest, you want to hear that high-pitch, it's me, Mario, all throughout the movie? It'll eventually be like nails to a chalkboard. But the fact they did it and then questioned their voices after the commercial, introducing the little cameo from Charles Martinet, that was so smart right there. He's even in like a classic looking Mario outfit. And I guess on that note, this is where early on a lot of the cool Easter eggs were happening. I could easily go into listing like 70 to 80% of the Easter eggs in here, but I'm just going to be sticking to the ones I found most fun and obscure. Besides, we've talked about a lot of these already in trailer breakdowns when they first showed us footage. But early on, hearing Charles Martinet go like, oh no, the voices are great. I like that here. He's even playing an arcade game that is basically a recreation of the original Super Mario Donkey Kong game, except they had renamed it Jumpman, which was Mario's original name before they called him Mario. Even the pizzeria they're in is Punch-Out Pizzeria, another reference to a famous Nintendo game with a lot of the characters on the wall, their photos. There was even a photo of the duck from Duck Hunt. This is honestly why I had to see the movie for sure a second time, because I was so distracted by looking at all the things in the background, so I was kind of not paying attention to the movie. But that does bring us into like Foreman Spike coming in there. I thought that was a decent inclusion into the movie. He didn't have a very large role, which I was kind of happy with. It was just to establish that the Mario Brothers just quit their day job to go and run their own plumbing business, be their own bosses, which just hints a little bit to the character development within these characters. And that line where Luigi's like, yeah, we did get a call from our moms. Sweet, innocent little humor that got me chuckling. Really cool touch, though, that Luigi's ringtone is actually the GameCube startup sound. That's right. I've seen some people mention, oh, too many references. Oh, they're really nostalgia baiting you. I guess it's just become very subjective to what people find like good Easter eggs, bad Easter eggs, or too much Easter eggs. In my honest opinion, the way the Mario movie used the Easter eggs was in a natural way. Like, I know I was just saying I was distracted by looking at all the Easter eggs in the background, but that was my personal choice. They weren't like in my face, stopping the movie dead in its tracks just to be like, and you know this reference, don't you? It was treated exactly as is. An Easter egg, something small you catch and go, oh, that's fun. And every little Easter egg just had me smiling bigger and bigger until I was just feeling all funny and joyful inside. But from there, though, the Mario Brothers get their first call to do their first job. They're so excited, and this is where we start to hear some of the soundtrack of the movie that had some interesting choices. At least every song they chose was a song like from the 80s or 90s. They started off with No Sleep Till Brooklyn, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of a cool song. They're in Brooklyn, they're rushing to try and get to their first job, even doing some platforming that mirrors the Super Mario levels, being really clever and using some like construction boxes colored yellow, bricks and whatnot. That's stuff where, I mean, it was used naturally. But getting back to that soundtrack, that's just one of the little gripes I had. As much as I like a lot of the songs used, those are such recognizable, overused songs in a lot of movies that I was hoping they could have been maybe a little bit more original with their song choices, do something a little bit more unique. That way it could feel more for the Super Mario movie as opposed to just some random popular song introduced there. I'm very happy, though, Illumination, you didn't do the usual thing of putting in a modern pop song, because, oh, that would have had my eyes rolling so hard.
Wait. You thought I was feeling you? That felt money. Either he ate it for lunch. Wait. You thought I was feeling you?
Oh, but cringe.
Either he... Wait. You thought I was feeling you? That felt money. Either he ate it for lunch. Wait. You thought I was feeling you? That felt money. Either he ate it for lunch. You thought I was feeling you?
That would be
That
me.
felt money. Either he ate it for lunch.
But then they get to their first job here, and it's at this rich place where they just have a leaky faucet, something so easy that they fix in like 10 seconds. But instead of it being that easy, they get into a brawl with the dog. I actually found that kind of cute. That is, again, because I'm a dog person, and it was kind of nice to see that. I've seen some people say that feels out of place for Mario and Luigi. Why are we see them roughhouse with a dog? To me, that was some of that fun slapstick comedy in there. I know my mouth kind of went open when the dog flew out the window. I was like, did they just kill a dog in an Illumination movie? But after that failed job, it brings us to Mario and his family, something that we never really got in the video games, unless I missed one. That was kind of cool for them to explore, and it was a part of the movie that they could have really focused on, but it was just a touch. It was like, this is Mario's dad, his brother, his uncle, his cousins. They were used sparingly in there, and I even like the little conversations they were having in there where it's like, dude, you just quit your day job to do this. Why are you even choosing these outfits? Plumbers with white gloves.
Filing a simple return for free with TurboTax?
Feels pretty good.
See if you qualify at TurboTax.com.
Today we're here to honor the legacy. Symbols are nothing without women and men that give them meaning. We need new
Don't care.
Gloves, that makes no sense. But I kind of like Mario and his aspiration in there. He's like, yeah, you gotta have a trademark. And the way he's even picking off the mushrooms off his plate, super relatable. Not a big fan of mushrooms either. And that line his father mentioned where he's like, you're not just bringing yourself down, you're bringing your brother down. And he just leaves the dinner table, goes to his room in the dark, playing his NES. That was a sweet little touch. I believe the game he was playing was Kid Icarus, but on their wall there was also posters hinting to other Nintendo games. And at this point, to me, the movie so far was being great. I like what they're establishing here with Mario feeling like a failure, just wanting to do his own thing and bring his brother into success, not bring him into failure. He sees an opportunity on the TV where we get a cameo of Paulina. She was the mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey, one of the very many Super Mario Odyssey references in this film, but he sees an opportunity where they could save Brooklyn because it's about to flood, going down to the sewers where he eventually discovers the warp pipe leading to the Mushroom Kingdom. This is kind of some of that stuff where I was like, man, the pacing is starting to feel really fast. We were just moving from place to place. You were getting a little bit of time to breathe with these characters, understand where they're coming from, but as soon as Mario and Luigi get sucked into that pipe and they have that sweet moment where they lock hands and Mario's like, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Luigi's like, how is this gonna be okay? That was terrible, Luigi. That was the heart of the movie. The brothers together, they're bonding. It really sucks that they separated them, but to me it makes total sense. You know, Mario lands in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's beautiful. It's a new world for him. If Princess Peach got captured and kidnapped right there and then, why would he want to stop everything he's doing and then go save the princess? He doesn't know her, so that's why I understand that Luigi had to be the one captured by Bowser, or at least ends up in the hands of Bowser, giving him a big motivation to go save his brother. I just think maybe it could have been a situation where fine, they do that, but halfway into the movie, they reunite. That way we can see them together, and once they're there, you bring back that Mario superhero complex he has where he's like, wait, but this world is in danger. Bowser still wants to take over. He does want to eventually come for Princess Peach to marry her. We'll talk about that for a sec. And they decide to stay there for a bit to help them out before they go back to their world. I would have believed that. I didn't think as soon as Mario got Luigi, he was just going to be like, all right, see you guys. Having Mario and Luigi separated for a lot of the movie was kind of a bummer. But hey, that's going to be one of the best parts of the next movie, right? Not going to do it twice to us, right, Illumination? So getting back onto the topic of pacing, here's where it's starting to rub me the wrong way. Because like up until like 20-minute, 15-minute mark, everything was running smoothly for me. And then that quick conversation they have where Toad isn't even acknowledging, oh my god, there's another human in the Mushroom Kingdom. Later on in the film they establish it's a big deal that Princess Peach is the only human in the Mushroom Kingdom. Such a significant thing that they decide to make her the princess of the kingdom. How come he's not reacting big that there's another human right in front of him? Then a conversation where he's like, okay, your brother's in the Darklands, I gotta take you to Princess Peach, and then we're gonna fight the evil Emperor Bowser. So much information crammed right away. I would have liked some breathing room. Take it in a little bit. And that's where I can understand some of the critic viewpoint. Because even when we got to Mario meeting Princess Peach, that also happened very fast. They have like a quick 30-40 second conversation, and then Princess Peach, who was about to go on a very dangerous mission to save her people, is like, I trust you instinctively, let's make you part of this plan. To fans of the Mario games, we're gonna let it pass because we know that's what's supposed to happen. Mario and Peach, they're supposed to meet, they're supposed to fall in love. Mario's eventually supposed to be the mortal enemy of Bowser. Like, all of this is fine to us, so we'll accept the quick conversations leading to their friendship. But newer audiences, new into the Mario world, that don't know much about these characters, they're gonna see that and it's gonna feel lazy to them. So that's where I am understanding the critic viewpoint. Still, it was just really fun to me though, seen Mario do that obstacle course for the first time. They played the I Need a Hero song, and just the visuals and action, trying to see Mario get it right over and over and over. It was kind of a cool little montage. Like when he does the course for the last time and he's like hitting every block, running really fast, dodging all the enemies, I was going like, yeah, Mario, do it!
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
And I guess here's where I should talk a little bit about Princess Peach, because even though Mario didn't complete that course, she tries to comfort him and say, well, nobody gets it on the first try. Mario's like, you got it on the first try.
It's
yeah,
okay.
But I grew up here. So I really don't mind that they made Princess Peach a capable warrior. They've done that in the Mario comics. Peach has also gotten her own games where she's the one saving Mario.
Yeah, true.
And the thing that even made it work better for me is the new backstory they gave Peach. Here's one of the wonderful things Illumination and Nintendo can do with these movies, okay? The reason I'm okay with a simple story in a Mario movie is because the story's always been simple in the Mario games, okay? You don't play a Mario game for the story, you play to have fun. But in a movie, sometimes fun isn't enough for people, as can be seen by the critics' score, and they need to do more with that. So the little hints of backstory they were giving Peach, oh, I was fascinated with. They said she came here as a baby through the little warp pipe, the toads coming around her like, oh, what is this little thing? And then she grew up in the Mushroom Kingdom ever since then, being used to living in a world with floating blocks, power-ups, warp pipes, all this stuff. It's believable to me that she would then end up growing up as a warrior, because Mushroom Kingdom's a dangerous place, man. You gotta fight to survive. But I think that backstory of where does Peach come from is gonna be a big fun mystery for fans that we're gonna be speculating for years. Because I'm gonna say right now, I hope she's not from Mario and Luigi's world. It would be so easy to just say, oh, she's also from Earth, you know, our kingdom. No, she said it. There's tons of universes and galaxies out there in the world. Let's have her be from somewhere different. We know Bowser by the end of this movie is kind of put in a place where he can't necessarily be the bad guy in the next film, so let's bring in someone new. Someone may be looking for Princess Peach to bring her back to their world. We gotta meet Princess Peach's parents, you know, does she come from royalty at all? What does her world look like? How different is it from our human Earth? Will they take inspiration from any Mario games and say that they're like, I'm thinking kind of multiverse stuff here. And I know some of us are sick of the multiverse talk, but stay with me here. What if this is how they introduce like Wario and Waluigi? Like, let's say Peach is from like a mirroring planet that is very similar to Earth in different ways, and Wario and Waluigi are the Mario and Luigi of their world. Two brothers just trying to make it through. They start their own plumbing business, having the same idea with the outfits and white gloves, but maybe they're shadier than the Mario brothers. They're a little bit more conniving, and it would be a good like good and evil parallel here, and that's where they come from. That's just like a small dumb theory on my part, but it's some of that stuff that we didn't really have previously with Mario games, speculating to where characters come from, backgrounds and origins, and you can do it.
We've never had that, and I've been always questioning about Princess Peach's origin story for a long time, including all the other princesses.
It did suck that they just kind of went through a bunch of other kingdoms to get to the Kong Kingdom in like a small montage. Like we got to see the sand, Yoshi Land, all stuff I would have liked to have spent at least 1 or 2 scenes in each one of these worlds, and we just kind of zoom by it so quick. Nevertheless, when we get to the Kong Kingdom, oh, you can definitely feel that Nintendo is maybe setting things up here, or just giving the hint that we could do a spin-off Donkey Kong movie that I would be all up for. I mentioned Donkey Kong is my favorite character, and although I didn't absolutely love Seth Rogen just using his plain old voice that I can't believe he's admitted to in interviews where he's like, look, I went lazy with it. Hey man, to each your own, get that paycheck or whatnot. Towards the end of the movie, I got used to it, and I was like, alright, this is just Donkey Kong now, even with that Seth Rogen laugh. Because I'll say Donkey Kong got some of the best jokes in this movie. He had me laughing so much. Whenever they finally get to fighting in that arena and he comes out with his DK rap and he puts his hands over his shoulders and he's going like that and he's like, come on dad, clap. That actually had me dying. As a side note, I have seen some people complain about Cranky Kong's voice acting, and you know what? I am going to agree with you a little bit on that. His voice kind of took me by surprise whenever it first happened on screen. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected Cranky Kong to sound like. I wanted something maybe maybe a little bit more older, a little bit more grizzled. It wasn't completely terrible to me, but I do understand the people that were completely taken out by Cranky Kong's voice. To me, it was like, all right, this is different, not what I expected, but I'll accept it. The fight also between Mario and Donkey Kong I thought was a lot of fun in there. I'm glad that we got to see some other familiar Donkey Kong characters in the background, like Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong. That's, again, characters that you just know. They threw in there, they showed you they exist, so that maybe they could do a spin-off, which I would be fine with. That'd be kind of cool to see. But once they're fighting in that arena and Mario's trying to get all these different power blocks to just stand a chance against Donkey Kong, that's some of the stuff I thought they handled perfectly. The way Peach explained it, where it's like, yes, we get these power-ups, you eat them, you get a special ability, but if you get hit once, oh, that's going away. That was a great way to...
And now we're gonna be skipping this Donkey Kong part, Mario Kart scene, yada yada yada. Oh, watch this part, this, and then this.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait, Mom, before you check out...
Funny to me, man. But okay, as all that's going on and Mario and Donkey Kong are fighting their way to get to Bowser and Peach, let's talk about the actual motive of Bowser here. So it was kind of a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting this. They were hiding it from the trailers. Bowser's real motive in this movie is not to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. He wants to marry Princess Peach. And yeah, when he first said that on screen, I kind of flinched. I was like, that's what you want to do, Bowser? But then I really thought about it. That's been so ingrained with Bowser in so many games for decades. Even in Mario Odyssey, there was a full-on wedding where Bowser was trying to marry Peach, and to my surprise, later on in the movie, he puts on that exact same outfit. That was a cool little Easter egg and callback to fans of the most recent game. So again, because I'm a fan, I've played the games, I forgive that motive because it makes sense to me, because I'm like, oh yeah, that is something Bowser would want to do. It's very much in line with him. But other people are going to be like, that's what you want to do? You want to marry Princess Peach? This movie's so kiddish and dumb. But how could you not be won over by Bowser's musical numbers, man?
Peaches, 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 peaches.
That song is so damn catchy. I'm glad they released it online because I've just been singing it randomly ever since I saw the film. It was the perfect musical number in there that wasn't too long, didn't take up a whole bunch of time in the movie, but that was sweet, catchy, and straight to the point. But still, getting that royal wedding with a lot of like infamous Mario bad guys from different levels in there, like Bob-omb King or the Boo King, those were nice little treats to see happen in the film. I even really dug the moment wherever Princess Peach comes out with her ice flower and starts using her freaking Elsa Frozen powers to fight Bowser. But finally, through all of that, Mario and Luigi get reunited. Mario sees no other option but then to send the Bomber Bill bullet that is going after them straight into their world. I thought that was an interesting choice. You know, have the real world and the Mushroom Kingdom world kind of collide. It would have been nice to see in the ending of the movie if they addressed that. Like, did everything from the Mushroom Kingdom go back? Is now there's just a permanent connection between both of them? I guess we'll find out in the sequel movie. But this is, again, where I like what they did with it. Because easily during that final battle where, you know, Mario is going to fight Bowser, it was kind of obvious that they would eventually need that Power Star to fight him. That's just something in the games. It makes you invincible. So I was like, that's probably how they're going to defeat him. But I like that they didn't just give the Power Star to Mario. They had a great brother moment that, again, is the heart and soul of this movie, where Luigi stops a fire, says, as long as we're together, nothing can hurt us, and then Mario grabs his brother, and they both get the Power Star, creating one of the best moments in cinematic history. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, man. The two brothers in the power-up star form, and then the slow-motion action scene of them just going through a bunch of Koopas, fighting Bowser. That scene is so awesome. That's something I'm going to pull up on YouTube every now and then and just watch that scene because it was so much fun. The musical score in the movie also just enhances those moments because it's a new flavor of instrumental sound with classic Mario sounds. And even just seeing the way Mario and Luigi fight Bowser like it did in those original levels, grabbing him by the tail and spinning him around, that was such a cool way to end the movie. I really don't know. Watching that moment and go, yeah, 2 out of 10 this movie. Give me more popcorn. I was just in utter joy. My mouth had to have been hurting at this point in the movie from smiling too much. I even like the way they got rid of Bowser, making him eat a little small mushroom and then put him inside that case. Now he's locked away like that. That's pretty cool. That's a great way to do it, and we know if he ever gets hit once, oh, Big Bowser's back, and he's gonna be a problem. I think this first Mario movie did exactly what it needed to in laying the groundwork, setting up this universe, meeting all the characters, doing that tough job of just entering that world, where the next movie, I feel like they're gonna go a lot crazier and fun. You know, I even like the little moments throughout the movie where you can see Mario and Peach are starting to like each other. Like, obviously, Mario liked Peach from the moment he saw her, but throughout the movie, Peach, you can see really warming up to Mario, seeing him as a hero, falling in love with him. That little moment on Rainbow Road where they're like flirting with each other, and Mario's like, you know, I'll buy you a turtle sometimes, and Donkey Kong comes in and just ruins the moment. I like that dynamic with the characters. But okay, let's get to talking about the post-credit scenes and seeing what they could do for the next movie here. Now, you guys know I was hoping there'd be a major hint to like Mario Galaxy for the next movie, especially with that crazy Luma Lee star. I thought once it was set free, it would meet up with Rosalina and set up a new adventure. We didn't really get that. It was just there for some dark comedic relief, which I love. But instead, the real post-credit scene, other than Bowser singing his great song, was us looking into the rubble, into that sewer where the warp pipe was, and we get to see a Yoshi egg start to crack with the infamous Yoshi word in the background. Now, that's a sweet post-credit scene.
And if you want to see yourself, watch the movie. And if you're watching this, the movie's ruined
but
for
I
you.
feel like as a post-credit scene, it wasn't that hype because there was a moment in the movie for like 5 seconds you showed us Yoshis exist in this world. They're out there running about. They're looking at Mario eat an apple. It felt a little anticlimactic. It's like, yeah, no duh, Yoshi's out there, but it's like that was the post-credit scene. Maybe I'm sounding a little ungrateful. I love Yoshi too. Second favorite character in the Mario world is Donkey Kong, Yoshi. Then we'll have to see who else. I can see maybe the sequel then being about the Yoshi egg being laid, wandering around the real world, New York. Mario Brothers recognize, oh, that's a Mushroom Kingdom animal. Let's go capture it and take it back to its people. But you already showed us in the Mario movie how quickly those characters can get to Yoshi Land. I think you gotta be doing something bigger than just showing off Yoshi will be part of this film. You know, I think it maybe is too early to go to the Galaxy world. That's something you do for the third movie. The second movie, I would really want them to focus on introducing characters like Daisy, Wario, Waluigi. A really good setup for a second villain, because I think Bowser maybe needs to be the villain for the third movie. Let's do someone new for this second one. Know exactly who that could be in my mind, though. Leave me your thoughts down below. But still, it's a cool setup, just knowing Yoshi will be part of that second movie. I love Yoshi, seeing him ride him. Let's just hope he doesn't jump over a hill and then just drop Yoshi dead. But those are just my spoiler thoughts on the Super Mario movie.
Hope he don't die. If he does, I'm gonna be angry.
But I had a lot of fun with this movie. I liked it, and I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel, man. Let me know what you guys thought about this movie, what you liked, what you didn't like, anything and everything. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.
Take care, buddy. And I think I finally decided my review for this movie. It's rating time. Da, 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 da. So for the action, I rank this movie 10 superstars. Wah! For the comedy, I rate it 2.5 superstars. Wonk, wonk, wonk. I'm sorry. But the comedy in this movie isn't really great. I'll rank the drama 11.5 stars. Superstars. Like, I know, like, there's some of you guys hearing about this and trying to, I don't know, like, come back here, Cardiac Raptor. You don't say anything bad about this movie. It's good, it's good, it's good. You be that. I think that's not smart of you. But anyways, and I'm gonna add horror to ranking stars now, because unlike Clifford, this movie has some horror. And the horror in this movie I rank the horror of this movie 13 stars, because that Luma star didn't seem that happy. It was scary, creepy. Talking about death like that's weird. Even myself, even if I got killed in Banana Eats. I got killed in Banana Eats. I wouldn't be talking about death straight away, about people dying and stuff. That was a bit horrified. And the full ranking of this movie is, drumroll please, the movie that will change video game history or Nintendo history forever and ever. I rank this movie I'm sorry, but I rank this movie but to fully rank this movie, the movie that changed video game history forever and ever, it deserves no. 10 stars, 10 superstars, 10 superstars. And it turns out all of the movie, 9 out of 10, which equals to 10 superstars. So I rank it 10 stars. That's what I rank the movie. I'm sorry. This may not sound really that good to rank it that much, but I'm sorry. I just have to rank it this much because it's really not. It's not good, it's not perfect, but it's a fun Nintendo movie for Nintendo fans. And if you're not a Nintendo fan, and if you like the Owl House, boy, get out of this video. Go to my Owl House video. Go watch the Owl House and get a life. But besides all that, I hope we get a sequel to this. And I hope the sequel's a bit better than the first movie. But hey, this movie kind of reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog. Because even that movie, even being good and changing video game history forever, but its sequel did. It's not perfect, but it's still a happy, fun movie for all the Sonic fans. But anyways, at the end of the day, to say goodbye to you guys, one last time. In this video of the review video, to say goodbye to the Owl House and say goodbye to the NCU until the next NCU project.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bye! See you later.